you're never gonna have the perfect race car. It just doesn't exist. So you're always gonna have something that could be better or something you don't like. So when we're out there practicing or testing, you have oversteer, you have understeer, push or loose, you can fix that stuff. You can just pit, we'll make an adjustment and go out. When you're in the race, you're committed. So as a driver, you need to figure out how to adapt.
Whenever I have an issue, I'm very systematic. I first change my driving style, steering, throttle, brake inputs. Then I check what is the influence on my car. If it behaves differently, I know, okay, I can behave it different.
And depending on what car you're in, you have tools in the car as well. So you have like front bar adjustments, rear bar adjustments, weight jacker adjustments, different things going on there. Otherwise, you just have to alter your driving so that you're not overdriving the car and you can keep the tires underneath you.
And you have yourself to adapt. You have lines, you have, you can change the trajectory of the corner.
That's what separates the good and the great drivers. It's not when everything's going well and you're driving good. It's about when it's not as good and you have to manage it and fix it and adapt your driving style. So yeah, there's many techniques.
I mean, when you have a car that has a lot of terminal understeer and you're in a race condition where you can't come down pit road and make adjustments and try to get it fixed, you have a couple of tools that you can use as a driver. I mean, certainly one of them is to try to slow down a little bit more on the entry and middle part of the corner where the front tires aren't able to just take the amount of speed that you're rolling through the corners.
I would try to rotate the car a little bit earlier in the corner, so I'm not asking as much of the front tires through the center of the corner. Maybe I can position the car to be a little bit straighter, so the acceleration is straighter and not asking as much of the front tires on the exit.
You hear the term sort of backing up your corner, being more patient. Those are a couple of things that sort of all mean the same thing, which is getting the car slowed down in the center of the corner where you can really turn and then get back to the throttle.
And if you have a serious oversteer, you want to really focus on your brake release being smoother.
You're not gonna charge the car in with a lot of speed because you don't have that comfort level. You're gonna have to change how you drive. You probably have to have a shallower entry.
You just gotta sit there and try to be patient on the throttle and do what you can to try to come off the corner as straight as you can and not have this long corner where you're really working the rear tire. The more you can get it turned and put the power down in a straight line, the better it seems to help make rear traction.
So being a bit too aggressive on the throttle does usually not help you there. But yeah, the biggest help would definitely to get the car turned early and then have a straighter car for the exit for straight line acceleration.
Yeah, if you're getting a lot of oversteer in the race, you just want to be as smooth as you can with the steering wheel, not make any sudden inputs, just try and nurse the rear end and not ask too much of the rear tires. So, you know, you can try and conserve them a little bit on power down by being really smooth with the throttle.
Certainly there's a lot of tools. The more experience that you get as a driver, you're able to sort of, figure out what works and what doesn't work.
There's a lot of different scenarios that are gonna happen, but for sure, what I try and tell all the young kids I deal with is that adapting to situations is the #1 thing you could be good at. The adaptation skills are very important.